All my preset packs and free FLPs are available at yourmusic.com. The inspiration for this track came from this piano part I played. So I started with this vocal sample that sounds like this.
I could really lift you up. Baby, let me lift you up.
And then I added a vocoder underneath. Sounds like this. So when you put them together, you get this sound.
I could really lift you up. Baby, let me lift you up.
Then I added this bass line underneath. And I wanted something really uplifting and ascending, so as you can tell, this bass line is only going up. Then I added some atmosphere. And this is just a string drone and a vocal drone that I'm filtering down a bit. The bass line sounds like this. And there's 3 layers going on. So first of all, there's the sub bass. It sounds like this. And this is a preset from my modern dance sound preset pack. And it's one of my favorite sub basses. I use it on almost every track I make nowadays. Then we have this top bass going on. It's from the same preset pack. And as you can tell, I'm jumping the octave with this bass line to give it some more groove. And if you put it together with the sub bass, it sounds like this. So almost all the energy of the bass line comes from these 2 sounds. Then I have a bass stab going on top of this. And then I have this kick sample, just emphasizing some of the bass notes to make it even more groovy. You can't really hear it, it's more of a situation where you can feel it. So for the lead, it sounds like this. And as you can see, I'm playing around with the velocity a bit of the notes to make it feel a bit more, not really human, but it gives it some more variation. And I'm playing around with the cutoff and the decay of the sound. I'm automating throughout the drop, so you get sort of uplifting feel, and the lead is changing throughout the track. What's really important here is that I'm adding swing to this, so there's 20% swing, and this makes the lead much more groovy. So this is with the swing. If I were to remove it, it would sound like this. It would be a bit more static, in my opinion. And when you add swing like this, it affects all of your sounds. So the bass line has the same swing as the lead and everything else. So it affects the entire track. Okay, so the processing for this lead is widening it a bit with the S1 imager. I'm adding some distortion with the RC20. I'm adding saturation to the top end, and then finally I'm adding pretty much delay and reverb to the sound. But I am compressing or I'm sidechaining the reverb and delay to the sound itself. And then finally I low cut the lead. So if we do a before and after the processing on this lead, it sounds like this before processing. And after processing sounds like this. And a cool trick you can use that I am using here on this lead is I'm adding a hi-hat that plays the same rhythm as the lead, just to give it some more punch. So that's it for the lead. So if we play the lead and the bass together, they sound like this. The drums in the drop sound like this. And there's quite a lot of loops going on here, but the most important elements are the hi-hats that sound like this. And then I added 2 clap samples. So that's the basics, and then to give it some more energy, I have these faster loops going on. So when you put it together, it sounds like this. I am sidechaining these faster loops. I'm not sidechaining the hi-hats, obviously, but I am doing some light sidechaining on the faster loops, and you can see the sidechaining here. It's about 50% sidechaining. So I would encourage you to try different levels of sidechaining for your drums, because if you go 100%, sometimes it won't sound, it will sound a bit too pumping, so to speak. So you might want to try and reduce the sidechaining to about 50%. And the kick is just the standard dance kick that I'm making shorter because it was too long, and I like to have the kick a bit shorter than 1/8 note, because it makes it easier to mix everything and makes the drop sound tighter, in my opinion. So in a lot of cases, at least. So I'm making the kick a bit shorter with volume automation. Yeah, so let's check out the final result.
I could really lift you up.